You know, there have been many notorious criminals in Alberta history, but not too many eventually were executed, and later on an opera was made of their life. Today we're going to be looking at the unique case, and this only came to what I call my desk a couple of years ago when I was investigating some of the Alberta executions through the year just for my own curiosity. She was the only woman in the history of Alberta to be hung. Her name, Florence Lassandro. Now, she was born Philomena Costanza, popular name of the Seinfeld family. She eventually became an Italian-Canadian bootlegger. Now, her bootlegging misadventures eventually led to the Gallows, and we'll get into that in a second. Now, she was born in Cosenza, Italy, immigrating with her family to Canada in 1909. Again, as a 9-year-old, and she eventually married one Carlo Sanfidel, who later changed his surname to Lassandro, on October 16, 1915, in Fernie, British Columbia. So, seemed to be a 15-year-old when she got married. Now, her association with Emilio led Lassandro into the world of bootlegging when Prohibition was declared in Alberta in 1916 and in BC in 1917. Now, Piccirillo was an entrepreneur based in Blairmore, Alberta. He was engaged in many legal businesses, including manufacturing ice cream and operating the Alberta Hotel in Blairmore. However, this became a front for his bootlegging activity. Now, Charlie Lassandro was one of Piccirillo's employees and permitted Lassandro to work with Piccirillo to smuggle alcohol from British Columbia to Alberta and Montana. Now, Piccirillo's son became involved in a police chase on September 21, 1922, during which he was shot in the hand by Constable Stephen O'Lawson of the Alberta Provincial Police. Now, in Coleman, Piccirillo and Lassandro confronted Constable Lawson, who was fatally shot in front of his home by the pair. Now, both Piccirillo and Lassandro were arrested the following day and were convicted for Lawson's murder. However, the trial was a questionable affair of who actually shot Lawson. Nevertheless, both were sentenced to hanging on December 2, 1922. They unsuccessfully sought clemency from the courts as the Justice Minister and the Prime Minister turned them down. Now, originally scheduled to be hung on February 21, 1923, Lassandro and Piccirillo were eventually hung on the gallows of Fort Saskatchewan Penitentiary on May 2, 1923, with Lassandro's last words being, "I forgive everybody." Now, on February 1st, 2003, Canadian composer John Esagio and Canadian librettist John Morel premiered in Calgary, Alberta, Philomena, an opera based on Lassandro's life and death. The opera was performed at the Banff Centre for the Arts in August 2003, was also featured in Ottawa, Ontario in April 2005 during the Alberta Scene Festival, which celebrated Alberta culture during the centenary anniversary, and in November 2005 was the opening work of the 2005-06 season of the Edmonton Opera in Edmonton, Alberta. The CBC broadcast a performance of this opera on March 9, 2006, which I think would still be available in some form or another on YouTube because of their what do you call it, public domain broadcasting system. So if you want to read more about this case, check out Peter B. Smith's book, Prairie Murders, Mysteries, Crimes, and Scandals, and also an article of the Edmonton Journal, which appeared October 11th, 2011, and of course the infamous article in Alberta Scene that was entitled "Who Was Philomena?", which appeared March 3rd, 2014. There is a Philomena Opera website you can check out. Very interesting information, and what I find quite interesting about this, they indirectly did a TV movie on the Pliff was part of the Plus series on the Quebec murder case with the exploding bomb in the plane, which led to several executions. But that was never made into an opera. But again, if you see in the photo, a very beautiful young woman, and married at 15 and dead by her early 20s. A very quick and rough life. And like I said, the only female to be hung in Alberta, and we've had some nasty criminals in Alberta over the years, a lot of them women, so it's kind of a unique situation. Anyway, if you like what we're doing with our True Crime podcast, give us a like, comment, or subscribe. Requests are always taken, and just remember, if you're from Alberta, if you're driving through different parts, every prison in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba tells a story, and some of the stories are very, very in depth. Check out the opera, by the way; it's quite interesting. I think it's around the 1.5 to 2 hour ranges. And again, it's a quite dramatic recreation of the victim, the execution victim's life. Thanks for listening. Bye.